Amid all the fake exclusives for scam unearthing that happens on Indian TV stations, here is the real one. The tax haven, or something which is called the kickbacks capital, the Mauritius link to AgustaWestland, has been exposed right here on India Today. What we are about to show you is by far the only solid undercover investigation into the Agusta scandal. Our reporters take you deep into the world's kickbacks capital, Mauritius, to meet the key figure actually handling the Agusta kickbacks. You're about to enter the very building from which Agusta bribe money was finally funneled into India. This is a real big India Today exclusive.
The defense scam everybody's talking about. The biggest since Bofors. A 3,600 crore deal for 12 AgustaWestland VVIP helicopters mired in a fearsome kickback scandal.
I probably met him in the Gymkhana Club. I think I shook his hand.
From the Enforcement Directorate's charge sheet to phone intercepts between the Agusta middlemen to India's official letters to other countries, all of them explicitly state that the kickbacks were likely routed through an Indian Ocean island. Welcome to Mauritius, home to the world's most beautiful beaches. But India Today isn't on the island to holiday. What India Today's special investigation team has done is crack open a never-before-known connection to the Agusta scam. An explosive new angle that blows the investigation wide open. Meet Shakil Fakeermahamood, meticulously tracked down here in Mauritius by our undercover reporters. A man never seen before, only a name so far in an Indian charge sheet. This is the man who allegedly handled the flow of dirty money through Mauritius and into India, at the instructions of one of the main scam suspects, Delhi-based lawyer Gautam Khaitan. But who is this mysterious Mr. Fakeermahamood? He's privy to confidential emails from lawyer Gautam Khaitan. He has managed Khaitan's interstellar technologies in Mauritius by proxy and is privy to secret transactions in dollars and euros to unknown destinations. It gets even bigger. The man you're looking at is an individual that India's Enforcement Directorate, CBI and Italian investigators haven't been able to hunt down till now. Amazing, considering he likely holds all the keys to the crucial Agusta money trail.
The guy who negotiated to get the contract from the Italian company was paid consultancy fees for that work to be done obviously.
What you're about to hear is a startling piece of testimony on one of the key accused in the Agusta scam.
So you know Mr. Gautam Khaitan, the topmost lawyer?
Yes, everybody knows him in Mauritius. He was the advisor of Financial Services Commission.
Which?
The Financial Services Commission.
Oh.
He was negotiating on the tax treaty with India. Everybody, the government knows him very well here.
But Fakeermahamood was defensive on Khaitan.
We take a case of Mr. Khaitan. He is a lawyer. Everybody is paid consultancy fees.
Yes.
The guy who negotiated to get the contract from the Italian company was paid consultancy fees for their work to be done obviously.
Yes.
This is how it happened. Now, what they would do afterwards, because there's a contract everywhere. Everybody is assigned a responsibility. Now, if somebody has given money from a public servant like the Chagi African, or what is it? Chief.
SK Tyagi, Mr. SK Tyagi.
Air Force officer.
The Air Force officer. Now, if he has received money, we should know with whom he has received that money. That's not utilization bribe. But in an agreement, which was a deal, it was not something fictitious from A to Z. There was a contract, I can understand. There was a delivery. It is a commercial transaction.
More damning still, the mysterious Mauritian operative didn't rule out kickbacks.
Okay. So nothing will happen in this life.
No. In the process, there is good money and there is part maybe bribery, I can understand. But the good part is work done. There is work done.
Work done.
Yeah.
We don't know which part which is the bribery in the whole packet, because there is everybody is talking about the AgustaWestland, but it is an actual contract. The contract is genuine back to government. Part of it may be bribe of it, only part of it, not the whole picture.
Fakeermahamood then gets cautious when the questioning gets sharper.
According to media reports, Gautam Khaitan look like mastermind.
He cannot be a mastermind.
He can't be.
He's a lawyer. How can he be a mastermind?
Sir, he's a lawyer. He can't be.
How can he be a mastermind? I don't know why. Of course, he's a easy prey. I can understand. But he doesn't negotiate.
He's like in the trap. He's like,
The question is, did he negotiate the contract? He didn't negotiate the contract.
No, but sir, what they're saying is he got money.
He may got money. Of course he may got money. He's a lawyer. Let's say he advised all this person. The person will say, I will give you so much amount of money to. But did he give a bribe? This is a question to ask.
Gautam Khaitan is currently out on bail and is being questioned extensively by the CBI for allegedly transferring kickbacks through a web of companies in Mauritius. You heard it from the man who handled the money itself, and he confirms what the Enforcement Directorate has suspected, that he moved money on Khaitan's behalf. What India Today's sting operation has done is catch his own associate, nailing him down along with his explicit network in this Indian Ocean nation, notorious as a money laundering hub.
Shakil and Gautam Khaitan have had very strong relations in the past, so it is but obvious that he's trying to deflect attention. What is important is that now that he's been tracked down, it's up to agencies to examine him and get to the bottom of the mystery. With Harish Sharma, Athar Khan in Mauritius for India Today.
We are joined in live now by TV Today Network's managing editor Rahul Campbell. Morning, Rahul. If you could explain in a nutshell to our viewers how this Mauritius link is now a crucial link in the entire AgustaWestland jigsaw puzzle.
Sanket, if you look at all the leads that we have available with us, from the Enforcement Directorate telephone transcripts of the conversation between Hashke and Gerosa, if you look at our interview with Christian Michael, if you look at the chart sheet that the ED has filed, if you look at what Arihan Jain is saying, all of them say go to Mauritius. In that telephone transcript between Gerosa and Hashke, they say Indian investigators are such twits, it will take them 10 years to figure out that all the money was actually routed through Mauritius. That's exactly what Christian Michael told us in Dubai as well when we interviewed him. So that's really the context in which we went to Dubai. We looked at the Enforcement Directorate's letter rogatory, which they sent to Dubai, which detailed the various personnel who they believed were involved in the funneling of bribe money back into India from Tunisia. We went and interviewed those people. Remember, these are people the Enforcement Directorate and the Central Bureau of Investigation are very keen on getting their hands on. So far, India's investigative agencies have been unable to find people like Shakil Fakeermahamood, whose investigative report just showed our viewers. They're admitting that they were involved in funneling money in. They're saying, though, that they don't know whether this is bribe or good money or bad money. They're saying we are facilitators. We were asked to facilitate the money transfer into India. That's what we did. But the ED and CBI have several questions for them. Who gave them this money? At whose behest was it sent? To whom was it sent? When was it sent? Those are the kinds of questions that the ED and the CBI are hoping to find answers to. And I must tell you that officers from both agencies have been reaching out to us, asking us to send them the full details of what Shakil Fakeermahamood said. It in some senses, is something I feel bad about. And the reason I say that, Sanket, is that it's very easy to criticize the ED and the CBI. But remember, they have already sent letter-rogatories to Mauritius. They've already asked the government in Port Louis to help them. So far, the government in Port Louis is completely avoiding taking any action. And the reason is that a lot of the FDI that comes through Mauritius, a lot of the establishments running in Mauritius are essentially sending black money in. That's one of their primary drivers of their economy. So if they start giving up people like Shakil Fakeermahamood to Indian investigative agencies, then the economy takes a hit. So that's the challenge we have to face. But I also want to cite here, Sanket, what India did, what Italy did when the Swiss middlemen were not coming. Gerosa and Hashke were not coming to depose before the court in Milan. They put pressure on the Switzerland government. The entire might of the Ministry of External Affairs needs to come into play over here. We need to put pressure on the government in Mauritius that we want Shakil Fakeermahamood. If India today's special investigation team can get him, surely our investigative officers who need to find these answers in a proper interrogation, they should have access to him as well, Sanket.
Absolutely. Rahul Campbell, many thanks for joining us this morning and explaining and putting this entire investigation into perspective. From the Christian Michel interview to the entire money trails to now the Mauritius link, all of it, all the real investigation in the AgustaWestland case happening right here on India Today. Let's now give you a 100% explicit picture of the Agusta money trail. We'll touch on this chopper here because it's a chopper scam. It all starts from the UK. So let's click on the United Kingdom map first. What happens? AgustaWestland wins an Indian VVIP chopper bid. India signs the 556 million euro deal. Then the money trail hits Italy. Let's press Italy and see what happens here. So from UK to Italy, this is home to Giuseppe, Finmeccanica CEO. Orsi gets 12 million, that is 91.7 crore rupees, allegedly in kickbacks. The next country, the UAE, that's where the money trail is flowing. In the UAE, from the UK, you've got the home to Christian Michel. He's a middleman. He gets 30 million euros, that is 226.7 crore rupees. From the UAE, we head to Switzerland. What happens in Switzerland? We'll just find out. So, in Switzerland, this is going to come up. This is home to agents Hashke and Gerosa. They get 20 million euros, that is 211.6 crore rupees. We are talking about obnoxious amount of kickbacks at this moment. This money trail then takes us to Tunisia. We click on Tunisia to find out what actually happens here. From Switzerland to Tunisia, this is where money is routed to two firms. IDS Tunisia gets 24.37 million euros. From Tunisia now to the big Mauritius link that we have been talking about, that we have been able to expose, that kickbacks capital of the world. In Mauritius, the funds are transferred from Tunisia to two Mauritius firms. These firms are IDS Mauritius and Interstellar Mauritius. And after this is the final link back to India. So from Mauritius to India, we click on the India map and you will see that from all over, look at this obnoxious amount of money flowing back and forth from Tunisia to Mauritius. We're talking about 4.77 crore rupees FDI, 0.326 million to the Tyagi brothers allegedly, which is under investigation, 3.8 million euros from Tunisia to Delhi, 3.8 million euros from Tunisia to Chandigarh. All these links now, this is how the kickbacks are now flowing back into the country. So that is what we have been able to find out at this moment. Let's also quickly take a look. I'm also quickly going to put this across to you in the form of a easy to understand flow chart. What exactly happened and where is the investigation at this moment? This is what we explained to you all this while. The GOAW deal, AgustaWestland deal, Christian Michel and his company, total bribe allegedly paid of 12 million to Giuseppe Orsi, CEO of Finmeccanica, Guido Hashke and Carlo Gerosa, another middleman, routing the money to Tunisia and various services. This part of the flowchart is something which is presently under investigation that is taking place at this moment. You've got the Mauritius route which is under investigation, Interstellar Mauritius, which was a company, shell company perhaps, IDS Tunisia, because it was routed through Tunisia, and how all of this came back to the country. IDS India Chandigarh getting 1.88 million euros, and Aeromatrix Delhi getting 3.8 million. And over here, if you see that this is the crucial aspect, the Tyagi brothers getting the money allegedly from Gordian Services in Tunisia, and perhaps through Aeromatrix also. It's complicated as hell, as you can see right here, but this is what the investigating authorities are presently investigating at this moment. The role of Tyagi brothers and how this money trail actually flowed from the Finmeccanica deal. So that's the latest that we are getting you. Let's also quickly tell you about the speculation that you must have heard over the last few weeks. You've heard ambiguous claims on Agusta money trail. What you haven't seen is the precise official Indian government version of how the bribes entered India after the UPA government signed the chopper deal with Agusta in 2010. India Today's Atir Khan scoops the full global money trail, and as you're about to see, there's no ambiguity. For the first time, you're about to witness the full international money routes in fully explicit detail.
70 million euros. That's the big fat bribe believed to have been paid to swing the AgustaWestland VVIP chopper deal. Over the last few weeks, you've heard noise and rhetoric, a great deal of denial, and a huge amount of shooting in the dark. What nobody has told you so far, who got all that money? Today, India Today scoops the full money trail, as charted out by the very agencies on the kickbacks hunt. What you're about to see are the international routes those 70 million euros took to swing the Indian deal. For the first time on television, the only 100% official and specific money trail route as laid out by Indian investigators.
What India Today's Atir Khan has accessed from his sources in India's investigating agencies is what you're about to see, the first complete and official account of the money trail in the Agusta scam. And that's what we're going to show you right now. You very well know that it all began in the United Kingdom in 2010, where India signed up for 12 VVIP helicopters from AgustaWestland in a deal worth 556 million euros. But over and above that, 70 million euros was apparently paid as a kickback. But here's how the money actually flowed. It began in Italy, where Finmeccanica, the mother company of AgustaWestland, is based, where the CEO of the company at the time received apparently 12 million euros. That's the beginning of the kickbacks trail. Then the scene shifted to Switzerland, where two men whose names you've become very familiar with if you've been watching India Today coverage, Carlo Gerosa and Guido Haschke, received a staggering 28 million euros, a huge sum of money totaling almost 211 crores. The scene then shifts to the UAE, again from that original 70 million euros from the United Kingdom deal, where Christian Michel, another person you've seen first here on India Today, received allegedly 30 million euros as part of a commission. But here's where things really get just more interesting. Tunisia, this tiny little North African nation, where out of that 28 million euros that went to the two Agusta agents sitting in Switzerland, 24.37 million euros, almost the entire sum that went to them, was transferred to two companies in Tunisia, tiny little country in the African nation. Pay very close attention now, because this is where it gets even more interesting. It's the final threshold step before the kickbacks actually enter our country right here in India. This tiny little country in the Indian Ocean, Mauritius, world famous for its beaches, not so pretty when it comes to what we're about to show you, because it is here in Mauritius that two firms with Indians on their board received an unknown amount of money. We do know that money entered Mauritius from Tunisia by the people who are handling the kickbacks, but the actual amount is actually not known. IDS Mauritius and Interstellar Mauritius are the names of two shell companies in Mauritius that received the kickbacks money from Tunisia that been funneled from Europe. And now the final step is India itself. From Mauritius and from Tunisia, how did the money actually enter India? Take a close look at this. The first official information that you're ever going to see is right here on India Today. 3.8 million euros from Tunisia to Chandigarh, 3.8 million euros from Tunisia to Delhi, 0.326 million euros to the Tyagi brothers from Tunisia straight to their bank accounts, and from Mauritius to Delhi to a company based there, 4.77 crore rupees in the guise of foreign direct investment. Innocently supposed to be foreign direct investment, but that's how it was. And now we're going to paint you an amazing picture, because this has never been done before, of the web that illustrates the flow of the funds as they actually entered India. Take a look at that. This gives you the full picture, starting from the United Kingdom to Switzerland, to Italy, to the UAE, then to Tunisia, all the way down to Mauritius, and then in tandem, millions of euros and crores funneled at the same time using the best financial instruments, virtually undetectable, laundered around the world, and then finally entering India in this way. This gives you a real picture of just where things are at. And if we can show you what the flow chart looks like, the one that the Indian investigating agencies are actually looking at, it gives you the full picture. It starts here with this deal, 70 million euros. Christian Michel gets 30 million. Carlo Gerosa and Guido Hashke get 28 million euros. It goes down there. If you follow this line, it gives you the full Indian picture. That's where it ends here. These three entities are the Indian entities that finally received the bribe money. And this map shows you how the money that began in the United Kingdom with that deal finally entered India as kickbacks.
The kickbacks money itself remains tantalizingly out of visible range for the moment. But what you've just seen here on India Today is the most detailed official account on how the bribes were routed into the nation. With Atir Khan and Harish Sharma in Mauritius, this is India Today's special investigation team.